One more time, this evening, please remember to wear your mask anytime before you move out of the building. Once you are seated, if it's not possible to distance, please wear your mask. Ladies and gentlemen, next week, we will review high school and for tonight's game, we will be visiting Festus and your Farmington Knights. Farmington High School is a proud member of the Missouri State High School Activities Association, and we remind all spectators that this game is competitive, but it is also an educational experience for all players and students. We encourage all spectators at tonight's game to keep in mind that good sportsmanship is always expected here at Farmington High School, as we set a positive example for our students and players. Presenting our colors tonight, the Farmington High School's Air Force Junior ROTC. Commending tonight's performance is Cadet Captain Madison Isbell, along with Cadets Marissa Collins, Elena Masters, and Gabby Perry. Now, it's time to honor our great country we live in. All of our medical personnel, all of our first responders, and all of our men and women of the military, past and present. Now, performing the national anthem is the Farmington High School's Loud and Proud Hymn under the direction of Mr. Elliott Hayes.
Welcome to Farmington, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the Black Knight Fieldhouse this evening for a game against the Farmington Knights and the FestusTigers. Brandon McIntyre here. Dustin Jinkerson on hand as well. Yes. As guest commentators this evening, we'll have the starting lineups coming up.
First of all, yes,
Armand Branch, number 1, starting for Festus. Number 12, Cole Wickerman, a junior. Number 22, Colin Redondo. Number 24, Connor Westhoff, a junior. And number 30, J.D. McDowell, senior. That's the starting lineup for the FestusTigers.
Now we get ready to get set for the starting lineup for the Farmington Knights here on their home court. Cheerleaders are going, student crowd is into it. Lights off. We're ready. Number 1, Bracy Blanton. Number 15, a 6'3" senior, Jacob Jarvis. Number 30, a 6'7" senior, Jonah Burgess. Number 45, a 6'7" junior, Isaiah Robinson. And number 3, a senior, 6'3", Brant Gray. Those are your starters for the Farmington Knights as they get ready to set and get matched up with the FestusTigers.
As you're watching this evening, Festus will be moving from left to right on your screens there in black tonight. Farmington will be going from right to left on your screens. They are in the home whites. Isaiah Robinson.
Such attention to detail there, Brendan.
Thank you so much.
Tip is controlled by Farmington Knights. Gracie Blanton has it as he comes across. Festus appears to be in a 2-3 zone right now. Blanton works it around to Jonah Burgess, inside to Jacob Jarvis.
Blocked by 22.
Gets his own rebounds. In the paint, up and good. Jarvis is the kind of guy, he's a glue guy. He does a lot of different things for you.
He sure does, and shoots the ball real well from inside. A high shooting percentage this year.
Farmington came out in a 2-2-1 press, backed up to a 2-3 zone.
Nice pass inside, blocked behind by Robinson.
The student section has a little something to say about that.
Because apparently it was not a block, it was a foul. First foul on Robinson.
Number 10, Garrett Tidwell, 30, excuse me. J.D. McDowell will head to the line for a pair.
First one's up, it's good. Knights 2, Tigers 1.
Let's see if Festus comes out with any pressure on a made free throw here.
Second one's up and good. Same defensive setup as last time. Looks like they're extending that pressure up a bit.
It looks a little bit like a matchup, but it's hard to tell. Cole Wickerman working that middle. He comes out and every now and then, but then drops back into that middle to cover Jarvis.
Blanton just probing the zone a little bit for now.
Quick hands by Festus there to knock it away from Grant. To the corner, Robinson has the ball here, looking for an opening.
Defense is nicely packed. Long shot from Gray, good from 3. 5-2 Knights.
Up the sideline, Festus, and a blocking foul on Blanton.
A couple of quick fouls on the Knights, just a little over a minute into the game.
Just a hair out of position each time. Farmington also extended out in a 2-3 zone here.
Ball up top from the Tigers on the wing.
That's twice now they have gotten it into the high post and down to that short corner. They definitely know the holes they're looking for in that zone.
A couple of nice passes from that high post.
Festus sets their defense again. Blanton walks it across half court. Left wing to Gray. Burgess in the corner. To Gray for another deep three, and it's good. Festus is really going to have to extend that zone, which is going to open up the middle for the Farmington Knights to get some other things. Festus takes a quick timeout. Doesn't like the defense.
Battering back deep threes by Gray. Knights are up 8-2 real early here in the first.
That's the kind of momentum you want to come out with, especially at home. I know you've lost a couple on the road to St. John and Sykeston, so when you're at home, it's nice to get a good start and get off to a good shooting performance.
Yeah, you're right. And Festus has really been plugging up the lane at this point, making it difficult for any kind of penetration. So those deep threes by Gray are open. He's taken them. He's made them. That should, at some point, pay some dividends and open it up that zone a little bit for some penetration, too.
Yeah, I bet Jarvis is going to get some touches at the high post now. Farmington still in their 2-2-1 press. Festus works it up.
Not a high pressure kind of press, but one that just seeks to slow the ball down a little bit, run it up the sides.
Farmington looks to be in man-to-man now. They switched. Wonder if they didn't like the holes that were in their zone. So out of timeout, Blaine guards the ball. Up top, fights over a screen.
Branch with the dribble, crosses over to the baseline. Another series of fakes, up and good. Nice series of moves by Armand Branch, and 2 points for the Tigers, 8-4.
Gray pass up another three. Blaine with the ball, thought about a three, tried to drive on Rickerman.
Backs out, passes it to Gray, over on the side to Burgess.
Robinson is open down low if they can get it. There he is on that short corner. Dribble, spin. Nice move by Isaiah Robinson for 2. 10-4. Oh, well done. Jarvis with the back tip there.
Step forward, looks like that's going to be a foul on Festus, and it is. That's number 24, Connor Westhoff.
Number 2, Colin Winehouse checks into the game for Festus as 24 comes out of the game. Burgess got on the floor there to kind of make that happen and was first to the ball there.
At the top of the key, Blanton over to Robinson, back to Blanton. Deep three.
Another deep three. And Blanton with the third three of the night for the Knights.
Yeah, each of those threes have been 3 to 4 feet beyond the arc as well.
Tipped by Jarvis. Ball's loose. Festus has it, pushing up free throw line, fake up the lane, no good. Rebounded by Robinson. Robinson pushes up to Jarvis. Jarvis up the left-hand side, pump fake left hand, no good.
And saved to the bench. It's going to be Farmington ball on the sideline.
Festus is really going to have to decide, are they going to come out and guard that three, or are they just going to let him keep shooting out there? Blanton to inbounds. They're running Gray to the corner. He has it. Looks to see what's open. Dribbles up to Robinson at the top. Robinson just looking. Jarvis on the left-hand wing. Gray with another three. Got it. He turns and looks at the Festus bench. I don't know if they said something to him or he just wanted to let them know.
That's 3 threes in a row for Gray. And a steal. Pushing up the middle. He's got numbers. Nice pass. And bucket good by Jarvis. Another timeout by Festus. The Knights have jumped out to an 18-4 lead here just 4 minutes into the first quarter. Well, you couldn't ask for a much better start.
I was going to say, I don't know if that was just specifically their game plan or not, but whatever it is, they are executing and firing on all cylinders. The coaches are pumped up, excited.
And like 5 for 5 from 3 helps.
Yeah, in a quarter to make 5 threes.
Well, at this pace, we're on pace for 36 here in the first quarter. Do some quick calculations there. That's going to be a high-scoring game. I'll let you at home do those calculations yourselves.
It would normally be a Mike Reeves stat that he would throw out there. Back on the floor here. Festus is going to be set to inbound. The Knights, like I said, the 2-2-1 isn't a real pressure zone, but they're trying to make a couple lob passes, and they're getting their hands on some of those passes and getting some tips and some steals.
The key is to really pinch that middle and run them down the sideline on that press.
Here again by Jarvis.
Picked up by Gray. Brings it down the sideline, ahead to Robinson. Picks it up, scans the court into Jarvis. Strong move, nice pump fake, and fouled.
Jarvis will head to the line for a pair.
That foul goes on Colin Riondo.
Second team foul. Both teams have 2 team fouls. Jarvis ready to attempt his first shot. It is up and good. 19-4, and we are only halfway through the first quarter here.
I know we were talking before the game about Festus really being a pretty good team this year. We saw a little bit of them in the Christmas tournament, and they really surprised a lot of people. Farmington's playing a really nice game against a quality opponent thus far.
Yep. Back to the 2-3 zone for Farmington. Festus. A 3
Winehouse misses it
by Burgess up to Blanton. Blanton up to Isaiah. He takes it, drops it off to Jarvis for 2. And that's what I was talking about. Jarvis gets a lot of those points because the defense draws to everybody else, and he's just always there. Steal by Gray. Gray taking it in himself and fouled. He's going to the line for 2. Fouled it on number 1, Armand Branch.
The pressure is really hurting the Tigers right now. Quite a few turnovers. They don't have that stat right now, but they have been several, which have led directly to layups and to free throws. Gray knocks down the first, extending that lead to 23-4. And he's already in double figures. And there's his 12th point, I believe.
So it's good to have your seniors play well. Good leadership on the floor.
Tigers are scanning, working the ball around the perimeter.
Not doing a good job of communicating
with the ball.
Takes a shot inside, no good. Rebounded by Festus. Back up. Missed. Festus again. Blocked by Burgess. Jarvis has the ball. Has it knocked away and out of bounds. Still Farmington Knights ball.
Good sportsmanship by Jacob Jarvis there, helping the Festus Tiger up.
I'll be surprised if Festus just continues to sit in this zone, or if they're going to make an adjustment. But now it appears that they're going to stay in their 2-3 with Wickerman in the middle. He comes out sometimes and it looks like a 1-2-2, but then he drops back into the middle of that zone. Left side to Robinson. Corner to Burgess. He takes a three. No good.
If the Knights continue to hit the three at this clip, I can't imagine that the Festus Tigers will stay in that zone much longer. Branch at the top of the key. Nice crossover. Long two-pointer. Rebounded by Robinson. Looking up the floor. Quickly to the middle. Long strides. Tipped from behind by Branch.
Stolen by Blaine, but back to Branch. He pushes it up the floor to the corner.
Winehouse drives the baseline. Up to Rickerman to Branch. Branch to the middle. Nice drop off. And that's scored by number 32, Desmond Davis.
You know, just saying, though, it's nice to be able to have a 6'7" person like Isaiah Robinson get the ball, push it all the way down the floor, and make good decisions. That's something that most teams don't have.
Long three again by Blanton. 27-6. 2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
They have just come out and blitzed the Festus Tigers.
27-6.
Festus gets an offensive rebound up, blocked by Burgess and Robinson. Ahead to Jarvis. He kind of fumbles it. Gray picks it up in with the right hand, and he scores.
Scores again. 29-6.
Just an onslaught here by the Farmington Knights. Three by Cole Rickerman. Short.
Rebounded by Robinson. He pushes up the middle of the court again, handling it well.
Nice bounce pass back to Jarvis.
Jarvis layup.
31-6. All Knights here in this first quarter. The tic-tac foul by Jacob Jarvis. Just a little too excited there.
Farmington's bench is on their feet. Out of the game for the first time is Isaiah Robinson, getting a well-deserved break and a round of applause from his teammates, and Jacob Jarvis follows him for his first break.
J.P. Rubel, number 10, and number 4, Hunter Cole.
Branch handling the ball at the top of the key.
Knights are back into man-to-man.
Leondo with the ball, nice back cut, and bucket is good by Winehouse and a foul.
Foul on number 10, J.P. Rubel. That's his first, fourth team foul on the Knights. Winehouse will go to the line for one. In coming in now for Grant Gray, number 12, William Shoppert for the first time.
With 57 seconds left in the first. It is 31-8. Winehouse with his second. It's also good.
I can do that math a little bit better.
Wait to the end of this quarter, and then we'll work on our multiplication skills. Rubel with the ball to the baseline.
Bishop in the corner, back to Rubel.
Landon at the top of the key. Swings it to Shopper.
JP with the dribble on the left-hand wing to Jake Bishop. Jake Bishop has it. Just back to Blanton.
It's like the Knights may be working for that final shot. We've got 30 seconds. I'm sure they'd take an easy one if they were given it.
Coach Noble with his finger up in the air with one. He just wants one shot. Get him to work some clock here and then run a good set.
Bishop back to Rubel. Holds it above his head. Pivots to Blanton. 12 seconds.
Under 10 here.
The offense begins to initiate. Here's 7 seconds.
Blanton with a pump fake drive, pull up three, and he got fouled. A little bit of a late whistle there. 2.8 seconds left in the first quarter. Blanton is going to go to the line for three.
And has only lost one game so far in the new year, but
I remember getting to see most of these boys play in 8th grade. I believe everybody on the floor right now was in middle school while I was there, and they won an 8th grade conference championship tournament.
Well, Blanton's got one more here as he was fouled off the three.
24-point lead.
And it rolls in for a 34-9 lead. Branch from half court, just short. And the first quarter comes to a close with a resounding statement by the Knights, 34-9 after one.
Burgess is going to check back in here. Jarvis, Gray, and Robinson are all going to check back in here at the quarter.
Well, the Knights are on pace for 136 points tonight.
You don't even have your phone out for that.
Right. I did some long division on my notepad. That's not division.
I said it's always good to see the home team out to a good start. I know that always just makes it easy. The fans are into it. Student section right now, I said up there at the top, Mr. Nays is really working that cowbell. Always appreciated.
More cowbell the better. That's what I've always said. And Nays seems like he's willing to offer it up there in the upper level of the Black Knight Field House tonight. Got some dignitaries in the building this evening as I look around. It's been nice to be back in gyms that are filling up with fans. It was kind of hard for a while to come to games and watch relatively silent crowds, but this crowd's had a lot to cheer about this evening.
Yep. Blanton takes the rest here to start this second quarter, and Knights come out in a 1-3-1.
Jarvis at the point, man, up at the top of that zone.
Cole Richmond drives the baseline up top. Festus on the right-hand wing here. Skip pass, almost stolen by Robinson. Corner, Richmond challenged by Burgess. Fight inside, and a foul on the floor.
That was Brant Gray.
Number 40 down low. Keon Roberts Day. He takes up a lot of space in this. He's a big, strong post player for the Knights, so we might have a little bit of a hard time inside there.
Westoff into Wickerman. Back to Westoff. Shot from the free throw line. Off the back of the rim. Tipped up. Rebounded by Robinson, who leads the charge. Long stride. And the finger roll from about 12 feet away.
Some people might say that was like George Gervin. Jarvis with the tip, saves it, throws it off from a Festus player, and it's going to be Knights ball.
Good hustle play there by Jarvis.
Robinson to inbound to Rubel, brings it up the floor. Knight, see what kind of half-court set we can get here. Robinson on the wing, into Jarvis, poked away. Gray picks it up at the volleyball line.
Long pass to Rubel.
Back to Gray.
Shot coming from Gray.
Dials one up. No good. Rebounded by FestusTigers. Branch pushes it up the left-hand side. Corner. Wickerman for three. No good.
There's another strong rebound by Roberts Day. That time he's over the back.
Burgess had good position on him. And Blaine checked back in for Rubel.
I am surprised that the Tigers maintain this zone. And they have to, certainly going to have to extend it a little further.
They bring Wickerman out really high there, and it really leaves that high post open. There it is for Jacob Jarvis. Pump fake up with the left hand, and another two for Jacob Jarvis. Now they fall back into the 2-2-1. Branch up the right sideline. Crawford back over to the middle. Floater in the lane. Good for two.
Nice touch.
Sometimes you just got to take it yourself. 38-11 here. Knights wide open again. Skips it to Gray. Wide open look.
In and out.
Rolls in and out. Jarvis again on the offensive rebound.
Branch to Roberts Day. Fumbles it on the sideline. Wickerman with the dribble now. Right into the paint. Nice take. Rims off. Rebound again by Festus. And a foul called on the Knights.
Isaiah Robinson wondering if it's on him or not. It's not.
Jonah Burgess picks up his first foul of the evening.
Rubel and Hunter Toll are going to check back into the game here.
16 fouls here in the first half.
2 free throws coming here from Redondo. And the first one's short. It's 40-11 right now. 5 minutes and 42 seconds left in the second quarter. Redondo is ready for his second toss.
That doesn't seem like it's a big thing, but as Jonah Burgess comes out of the game, he gives every person a high five. The 2 players coming in and every player on the bench as he goes to sit down.
Second shot was made by Redondo. The Knights have it at the top of the key. Nice pass from Isaiah Robinson to Jarvis, who's fouled again and will head back to the free throw line. Knights have passed the ball well this evening. Again, all those threes that they hit early have really opened up the interior for passing.
There's times here I'd like to see Isaiah Robinson get out on the fast break and give him a nice dunk here for the crowd.
Jarvis's first free throw rims off.
Coming into the game for the FestusTigers, number 30, J.D. McDowell.
Jarvis. Second free throw is good. 41-12. Inbound to Branch. Scans the court. Dribbles to the center, to the right side of the floor. In and out dribble. Pass to the corner. Stepped out of bounds. Ball back to the Knights.
Another turnover by the FestusTigers, and they've had several of those in this first half, which have led to a lot of easy runouts for the Knights. Hunter Cole with the ball, up top to Robinson. Robinson just looking. Gray tries to drive, left hand wing to Rubel, back to Isaiah Robinson, a quick jab, gets into the left, gets a step, finishes with the right hand at the rim.
Tough drive.
Absorbed a little bit of contact and then had a nice finesse to put it in for 2. Trap here at half court, picked up by Robinson.
You were just about to get your run out there by Isaiah Robinson had he not stepped out of bounds. And despite the big lead, the Knights are still playing hard.
Into the 1-3-1 here. A little bit of token pressure.
Branch with the ball to Rickerman. Back to Branch. They're not even looking at that three-point shot right now. There's one. Winehouse is good from 3. 43-15. Quickly up court. There's Rubel to Gray. He's got Jarvis on the post. Rubel dribbling around the top of the key, hands it off to Robinson. Thought about that 3 briefly. Quick dribble behind the back, picked off by Branch, and kicked ball.
Looked like an inadvertent kick to me, but nonetheless, officials called it. It'll be Knights ball on
Jonah Burgess back in the ball game. J.P. Rubel takes a seat, as does Isaiah Robinson. Must be Blanton back in the game as well.
Looks like the Tigers will come out in a man-to-man defense this set. Blanton gets him set up.
To Jarvis. Jarvis got a little screen there. Stepped away from it. Blanton's always thinking about that 3. Nice
Lower in
drive.
the lane, no good. And rebounded by the Tigers.
Rebound to McDowell. Branch now pushes it up. Puts on the brakes, now turns it back on.
Kicks it out. They should have taken that shot.
Good opportunity to take the shot. Instead, was a little too unselfish there. Thought he had a guy wide open.
Rubel back into the game.
Just sitting on the first row.
4 minutes left in the second quarter here, 43-15, as Rubel brings the ball up across half court. Tigers are in man again. Rubel with the left-handed dribble, Blanton off of a high ball screen, back door.
Good idea. That back cut's going to happen with a little bit more snap next time, though.
Knight's going to set up in a box here out of bounds. Gray's going to inbound it. And a down screen and screen across. Rubel open in the corner. Left-hand drive.
And a nice push off the glass from J.P. Rubel.
Scoop and finish with the right hand there.
Run right into that trap of the 2-2-1. Long 3 from Rickerman. It's short. And out of bounds. Collected by the cheerleaders.
Ready to check into the game for the FestusTigers, number 24, Connor Westhoff. Rickerman will take a seat. Looks over to the side.
Taking some instruction from Coach Noble. Calls out the play. Looking for some movement that he's not getting right now.
Back into that zone.
Skip pass to Rubel. Back to Blanton. Takes the three. That one's well off. Rebounded by Rubel. Caught in the corner. Harassed. And stolen. Branch again, but Rubel comes from behind. Nearly steals it back. And Branch is playing without a shoe right now.
Officials call a timeout so we can go back and gather a shoe.
Looks like maybe Mr. Todd Valhalla on the first row over there. Yeah.
I know as a middle school coach, Brandon, you always value the importance of a tightly tied shoe.
Yeah, I learned from the best.
Knights in a 2-3 zone here. Ball at the high post out to the baseline.
Rims off. Robinson skies high for that rebound. Leads the break himself to Gray. Cuts to the middle. Did not take that ball up strong. Festus fumbling the ball around up the floor. But then the waters part. And a bucket is scored.
No, stolen on the inbound.
Some sloppy play right now by the Knights with this lead.
Branch at the rim for two. Playing up the sideline. Gray open. Back to Blanton. Back to Gray in the corner. He's wide open for a three, and he got it.
Is that Gray's fourth or fifth three of half? I think that's the fourth.
Knights lead 48-19.
Ball into Davis.
Foul on Gray.
Desmond Davis is at the foul line. He's got 2 shots after the foul. First one's up and well off.
Jacob Jarvis back in the game. Hunter Cole as well. They replaced Gray and Rubel. We get a seat here with just about 2 minutes left in the quarter.
Second one's up and off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Robinson. Pitched out to Blanton, who moves it down the sideline quickly. Lob pass to Jarvis. Mishandles it. Long pass up the sideline.
Oh, nice pass. Nice wraparound pass inside, but can't finish. I know somebody who would always say a Cadillac move and a Pinto finish.
Who used to say that?
Jake Edgeworth.
Jake Edgeworth.
Tigers with the ball. Branch up top. A minute and 40 seconds left. He crosses over on Blanton into the lane. Nothing. In the corner, Festus for three.
Winehouse got it. Yeah, Winehouse has hit a couple of threes to at least keep the idea that this is a ball game alive.
Farmington just working that zone.
Burgess shot from Burgess.
No good. Rebounded by the
Shot
Tigers.
with confidence. The ball looked good. Just ripped off his Branch. Thought about that long three. Dribble drive to the middle. Nice move. Nice touch in the lane.
Yeah, he's able to get into the lane. He elevates and he's got a nice little floater there. Farmington's going to take a timeout here with a minute and 3 seconds left in the half.
Well, the Knights have doubled up the Tigers at this point, 48-24. Obviously, the pace that the team was on in the first quarter is all but unsustainable. However,
we're sitting right at around 50 again. I can do that math.
as a matter of fact, if I do this multiplication in my head right now, I'd say we're on pace for 96 points.
Okay. I'm not going to fact check you on that.
Well, the Tigers have done a nice job of crashing the glass here late in the second quarter. Again, Winehouse has hit a couple of threes to at least keep it interesting. If they could put on a quick run here, get a couple more buckets, and move into the half down 18-20.
Branch has had a good second quarter here. They've given the Tigers a little bit of a lift here. Trying to get Gray into the game, but he didn't make it to the scores table in time.
Now I'll be interested to see how the second half will play out, see if the Knights can come back out with anything like the intensity that they had early on. Rubel walks it slowly into the front court. Blanton holds it above his head. Back to Blanton from Rubel. Looks like they are satisfied to hold it again for nearly a minute here at the end of the half.
Festus is still in that zone, but they're coming out. Oh, and a misread. Burgess had the ball. He thought Blanton was going one way. Tried to throw it to him. Throws it right out of bounds. So the Tigers have a chance here with 42 seconds to get a couple possessions out of this. Brand took the ball.
Durando
in the corner. Branch on the left wing. Durando pokes it away.
Robinson has it, but the double team kept him from slinging it down court. There's Rubel. He's got an open three. He'll take it. Just short. Here's Westhoff.
15 seconds.
Back to Branch. Long pass up there. That's Whitehouse, and he rims in again. That's his third or fourth three.
5 seconds here. Lane picks it up. Rubel has it. Drives into the lane. Puts a floater up.
Quick move.
It's no.
Wave it off. The bucket off. Looked like Rubel got that shot off, then encountered the contact, but the shot has been waved off.
Desmond Davis takes a charge in the middle lane. Nice move, Rubel. Pump fake. Got into the lane. His basket did not count. We enter half here. It's 48-27. Knights lead going into the third period.
I haven't seen the Knights play a ton this year, but that's absolutely the most impressive half that I've seen them play, because this Festus squad, it's a good team. They play in a tough conference. They played well in the Christmas tournament, and to be up 48-27 right now, it's a good place for those Knights. That's got to be a nice halftime.
Yeah. I don't think they were quite expecting that barrage of threes to start the game off with.
Yeah, certainly not. It took them a while to adjust to it, and once they did, it opened up that middle, and Jarvis and some of the other bigs from Farmington were able to take advantage of that.
Well, here at halftime, and just wondering, like I said, with a little bit of snow in the forecast, I'm wondering if I can get Mr. Rubel's attention up there from the top and see if he can give us like a double wink or something if we're going to have a snow day tomorrow.
Did you see what I just saw? He took his mask off. Was that a sign? Well, to anybody who's listening to the halftime, and I'm not sure how long we're actually going to be on here at the half, we want to thank BKTV for giving Dustin and I an opportunity to come on tonight and do this thing. They don't usually let old men like us get on here and call these games. It's a really cool service. Something that I know that he and I and our families enjoy watching the high school games on BKTV. It was really a good opportunity that she gave Mr. Jenkinson and myself.
All right, as we enter the halftime here, we'll have some halftime entertainment, and we will be back to start the third quarter.
for Jacob Jarvis in the first half. Tracy Plant at 9 points. And Isaiah Robinson with 6. And J.D. Rupel with 2. Leading scores for the Farmington Knights in the first half.
All right, well, we are back here for the second half of action. During halftime, Dustin and I were chatting a little bit about a couple of 2007 graduates from Farmington High School that have done some pretty cool things over the last couple of days. Briley Palmer, former Briley Millfeld, is now a head girls basketball coach over at Mineral Area College, and they got their first victory under her regiment. And then, of course, last night, Natalie Sago, who has been refereeing at the NBA level now for a couple of years, made history by being the first time that two women refereed an NBA game at the same time.
Yeah, a lot of national attention for that, and good for her. I know she's worked really hard, and her dad was a long-time official in the area, well-respected and done a good job. So As we come back out, Knights have the ball. All right, Brandon, I'm going to ask you here. We're just starting the fourth quarter. Over under. Are the Knights going to be over or under 80 points total for this game?
That's a great question because the number that I was thinking was about 80, and I'm going to go under.
You're going to go under?
I'm going to go under. I think a 30-point half is a reasonably normal half for high school basketball.
Okay.
And that'll put them just short of that 80-point mark. I think we'll probably see quite a bit of action in the second half if things continue this way.
Branch comes out with a 3 for Festus
For some of those bench players. But it is just a 20-point game right now, and if Festus were to go on a run, they could make this a game.
Burgess on the right-hand side. Robinson back to Burgess. He looks. Jarvis cuts. Not there. Pass just about got stolen. Gray with a nice dribble in the lane. I think the Festus crowd wanted a block there. They thought that looked clean. They're unhappy with that call. But the officials call a foul on number 22, Colin Riando. We'll send Gray to the line. It's a third foul on Riando. And just the first team foul here to start the quarter. While Gray's shooting his free throws here, I told my daughters I would give them a quick shout out. My wife that are watching at home, so Kate and Valerie and Scarlett, I hope we're doing a good job. Oh, water here, perfect.
Oh, thank you. This is service.
Hospitality here at the field house.
Yeah, I guess I would be remiss to not follow suit as well. So if my kids are watching, which I hope they are, hello to Cayman, Capri, and Catalina McIntyre.
Gray misses the second one and rebound pulled down by Riando for Festus. Farmington gets into 2-2-1 off of a missed free throw. Branch has it, trapped here on the sideline.
Whitehouse back to Branch into the middle.
They are giving that high post shot up. They didn't even challenge that shot. Over the back on Robinson here. Robinson not happy with that.
Official is likewise not happy with that reaction.
Give a quick shout out to our Farmington 8th grade boys team who got a win in the conference tournament today against North County. They'll play West County
Rickerman triggers the inbound here. Branch holds at the top of his head toward the top of the key. Back to Rickerman. Like to get him on track this evening, I'm sure. Nice drive. Blanton pushes the ball up quickly to the three-point line. Nice touch pass into Jarvis. Gray wide open from the corner. It's good.
Picks up right where he left off in the first half.
Branch right into that trap, but his quickness in that crossover. Keep the possession in a long three from Branch. Thought he had it, started to back up. Ball was tied up.
I actually thought they might call a jump ball.
As did I. Really nice pass from Gray there to Jarvis for an easy left-handed layup. Branch directing traffic. Back into his hands. Quick pass to Rickerman. Ball fake. Looking to penetrate into that zone. Not having any success on the interior tonight at all. This guy is not taking that shot whatsoever.
Branch opted not to take the shot. Got the dribble going here left to right. Looking, trying to decide what to do.
Yeah, Riando there in the middle just will not take that shot.
No, and they're giving it to him.
He is just a passer from that high post.
Offensive rebound by the Tigers and putback makes it 55-32. Now I wonder for the Knights and the Tigers here, I know several of these kids play AAU basketball together.
Gray with yet another three-pointer.
How familiar they are with each other because in the offseason they play together on the same AAU team. Branch with the ball again. Tries to split two, drops it off down low. Festus didn't want to shoot but draws a foul on Jonah Burgess.
A little bit too much time taken there by McDowell on that pump fake. Looks like he probably could have had a clean shot had he gone up quickly with that. Decided to pump fake, and then two defenders converged. Did draw the foul, though, and shoots two.
So it's been a while since you've walked up and down the sidelines as a coach. What is something that you enjoy the most about coaching?
Well, that's a great question, Dustin. I think that, if I look back on the 10 years or so that I coached middle school basketball, one of the cool things is I look at the current bench here of the high school staff, and I see Garrett Callahan there, a young man who I coached when he was in the 8th grade. I see Jonathan Bird there. Basically, everyone on that bench was either a part of my program, or if we look at Coach Noble there, you and I both squared off against some Coach Noble-led teams back in the late 1990s when he coached, was the varsity coach for the Central Rebels.
And I'm pretty sure I was coaching at Central when you had Jonathan Bird and a good group there, and you guys had quite a run there for a while. Out of bounds, ball going to go to Farmington here.
Yeah, Jay Bird and Garrett were fantastic 8th grade basketball players, went on to have really great high school careers, and they're still with it, of course.
Always nice to see them also to get a chance where they went to school at. Burgess with the ball, Robinson wide open on the high post, Rickerman covers him up, slides down to the low post, he hangs, misses, can't get the rebound. Rebound to Rickerman, and he dribbles it up the left-hand side of the floor.
It's a nice ball moving around the horn by the Knights, they're passing well tonight. Branch has it here at the top, swings it in.
Still will not look to shoot it at that high post.
Orlando is just a conduit right there in the middle. He's got it there by Jarvis, and that may be why he's not shooting the ball. Jarvis with a nice block, helped up by Festus Tiger. Brennan Chopper checking in with the game for Jacob Jarvis, who will have his first seat of the half. It's 58-34, 3 minutes and 44 seconds left in the third quarter.
Festus looking to get it in bounds.
That's Desmond Davis there in the corner, back to Branch.
Guarded by Blanton. One-on-one, he pump fakes between the legs to the rim, absorbs some contact, up, and gets it to go.
Well, he is without a doubt the go-to player here on the Festus Tigers tonight.
And just a sophomore. Has good confidence as a point guard for a sophomore.
I think I'd be calling his number a little bit more this evening, see if we could cut into this lead a little bit if I was on that Festus sideline.
Burgess holds it. Chopper in the corner. A little bit of a lazy pass there. Gray with the long three. Misses, rebounded by Burgess and up and in.
Burgess scores to make it 60-36. Knights keep up that 2-2-1 pressure.
Up the sideline.
Tigers have it. There is the one guy who has been hitting the three all night, and he does again. That's Colin Winehouse with at least his fourth three-pointer tonight.
Blanton up top. Wants to set the defense. It looked like they were in a man-to-man, but they're in that 1-2-2 where they come out real high, but then want to cover up the high post. Gray slips one right down the lane and a nice right-hand finish off the glass.
Nice touch by Brant Gray at the rim.
Festus pushes up for a
picked off by Blanton. A little pressure from Branch. Strips it right back, but a reaching foul. And he is none too happy with that call.
Second team foul for the Tigers. Knights also have two. And we've got 2 minutes and 24 seconds left in this third quarter.
After some solid work on the glass, we've got Burgess heading to the bench, as is Blanton.
I set the number at 80 and they're at 62. Do you still feel good about you taking the under?
Well, the more this game continues to go and we hit additional three-pointers, the less good I feel about that number.
Is that the correct thing to say, less good?
Is that not proper grammar, Dustin? I think the word might be worse.
Okay. I bet we could get Dr. Lamons over here. She's a former ELA teacher. Gray with it in the middle. Several Festus Tigers around him, but the tipped out of bounds. Let's see what the Knights run here out of bounds. Last time they ran a screen up and a screen across, and Rubel went to the corner for a three.
Noble calls the play off from the sideline.
It is Rubel to the corner again. Gray back to the corner. That is not exactly the same play, but sometimes they call that America's play. Everybody runs that play.
Play that we ran many, many times, and I'm sure you did as well. That basket is made by Isaiah Robinson from the baseline. And Branch slowly approaches that 2-2-1. Nice passing by the Tigers this time. Gets a wide open look from Rickerman, who is struggling with that outside shot tonight. That ball must have been tipped.
Robinson with the rebound. He pushes it up himself. One person back. Nice feed to Rubel, but good hustle by Roberts Day to knock it out of bounds.
I like Robinson's aggressiveness tonight. He's played hard. He's pushed the ball up the court, made some good decisions in the transition game, and has looked to score a little bit in that as well. I wish he could do a little bit more of that.
Robinson down the lane with the floater off the glass for two.
A little wheel inbounds play right there. Works to perfection for the Knights. And the Tigers have called a timeout. It's a minute 23 left in the third, and the Knights are up 66-39. So we were talking a little bit about some of these guys on the bench. And when I was coaching Garrett Callahan, were you still in the game? You coached over at Central for a few years.
Yes, but I don't think I coached against Garrett.
The reason I asked that question is because much like Coach Noble there back in the 1990s, Garrett's dad, Justin, also coached locally here, of course, at Farmington for many years, a couple of different stints, and I know that you and I both squared off against the Knights, not in this gym, but in the old gym, several times for some heated battles.
It's always nice to have that kind of player experience on your sideline. Well, I believe Jordan Ankrum is the all-time leading scorer here at Farmington. Is that right?
Jordan Ankrum is the all-time leading scorer. He also sits on the bench. He was a 7th grader the last year that I coached the 8th grade, and I never had a chance to coach him. And that's a real shame. The guy was a really, really good player.
Festus inbounds the ball here with a minute and 20 seconds left. Branch guarded by Shopper. Looks at the high post. Nothing doing there. Not even going to look. Branch for 3. Short. Off of Shopper's hands. Back to Branch. Between the legs. Trying to get a little bit of a push up, but gets into that lane, and that floater right there. Couldn't really see what happened there.
Rebound by Rayondo. Rayondo with a series of pump fakes and got one of the Knights to bite on the pump fake. Rayondo will be at the line shooting 2. That foul was on Jacob Jarvis. Rayondo hits the first of the 2.
So that free throw right there is the same shot that he refuses to take during the game. And he just stepped up right there and made it. Almost identical to what would be open.
And he's being guarded about the same as he is in the game. Well, there may be our answer. That the air ball on the second free throw may be an indication as to why he's acting as a passer from that high post. It's a 26-point game with a minute left in the third. J.P. Rubel quickly up the floor. Gray scans the court.
Rubel's
to
open
Shopper.
in the corner. See if they get it to him there.
Got it over a little late. Extending that pressure out a little bit right now.
And we're keeping them contained on that side of the floor.
There it is.
Run outs. Branch with the steal.
Again, Branch and Winehouse are the offense tonight for the Tigers. J.P. Rubel wide open for 3, and he hits it.
25 seconds here. Branch comes across the volleyball line, hesitates, picks it up.
That's Winehouse. Looked at that 3 momentarily. Branch with a good ball fake. Got J.P. Rubel to bite.
Rebound by Hunter Cole. Gray has it. Let's see what they get here with 10 seconds left. Gray has it up to Jarvis. Seems like that's their play all night.
4 seconds, and the Tigers do not. Okay, they take a lengthy shot to end the third. It is 71-42, a blowout.
At what point, or has it already, do you think frustration sets in on the part of the Tigers?
I think that last play indicates the frustration has set in. I mean, they clearly knew the time, 4 seconds, made no real effort to get the ball down quickly and get a reasonably good shot.
Yeah.
I think they're frustrated right now with the situation. And, you know, when you're down 30, that's frustrating.
Yeah. But credit the Knights and what they're doing tonight to put the Tigers in that position.
Yeah, you're right. There's not a lot that they could do. Those early shots that the Knights hit really set the tone for the evening. If the Knights are hitting repeatedly and consistently from 3 to 4 feet behind the arc, if you have to take a step out and guard that leaves Jacob Jarvis, Jonah Burgess, Isaiah Robinson, and the rest of the bigs free to work in the interior of that lane, get some nice easy shots off the glass, and we've seen that repeatedly throughout the night since the first.
I know coming up Thursday, the Farmington girls travel to Central, which will be a big matchup, which would have been against the number 1 ranked team, Central Rebels, but they just lost to North County, so I don't know where they'll fall to in the polls there. But the Farmington girls will play them this Thursday, which should be a good matchup. Bishop in, drives the baseline. Burgess has it knocked away, but keeps it. Roberts Day with the rebound to Branch.
BKTV is also going to be covering the boys basketball game at home this Friday versus Fredericktown. So there are ample opportunities to watch, even if you are still wanting to stay at home, stay socially distanced. The crowd here, for the most part, has the opportunity to stay socially distanced. There are plenty of seats on the sidelines and in the upper levels where people could come and enjoy the game separated from large groups if that's something that they wanted to do.
No, the girls lost out on the game last night. They were supposed to play Fredericktown, but no, that ended up getting canceled, and so they're going to be looking for a rematch for that game. And last Friday, the girls played Potosi and got a good win against a pretty young Potosi squad, but nonetheless a good pickup win for the varsity girls.
BKTV is also going to cover the wrestling match this Thursday at home. So you can tune in there to check that out against Union and Rockwood Summit.
Just about a minute has gone by here in the fourth quarter. And then Farmington is not stalling, but they are definitely working clock and being a little bit more selective in the shots that they take. Shopper with a pull-up jumper from the right elbow, rebounded by Burgess. Back to Shopper.
Shopper had an opportunity to take a shot there, opted out. Nice pass by Shopper for a quick bucket off the glass.
And Rylan Files is in the game for his first action tonight.
Made a nice pass right there.
Branch gets to the lane again, as he has most of the night. Foul on Bracy Blanton. That is his third.
It looks like Branch may be having a seat, and I would guess at this point that might be for the remainder of the evening. As you were saying, he's played a really nice game tonight. I've never seen him play before, and as a young man, sophomore, the next couple of years will be pretty fun to watch.
Logan Cash enters the game for the FestusTigers as well, who gets it right here, takes it left, shot up off the glass, and is good. Almost like Vinny, the microwave from the Pistons, comes in instant offense right there.
Remember those teams from the late 80s, do you?
Oh, of course.
The Bad Boys.
You got to. Back-to-back championships there, because the Bulls could never quite get through them during that time. Lots of good 30 for 30 documentaries on those times. The Magic versus Bird series. Of course, you got the Bulls documentary. The Bad Boys have their own documentary as well. So really good basketball during that time.
That was a great pass by Blanton just prior to that timeout. Really slung the ball in with the left hand on point for that layup. Yeah, I know I spent quite a bit of time over the quarantine when we were at home watching some of those basketball documentaries. The Last Dance in particular. Kind of a cultural event, as everyone everywhere within the United States was kind of experiencing that unprecedented time where we were all stuck at home, and it was nice to have some sports available, even though the live sports were unavailable. To have that Last Dance documentary was really well timed.
Number 14, Carter Roth brings the ball up the floor here, working against Rubel. Over to number 10, Garrett Tidwell. Roth back again with the left. Gets to the elbow, has nothing.
The Farmington's defense has been solid all night.
Roberts Day inside.
A double pivot there by Roberts Day, but uncalled.
Rubel gets it, still going to push it up the floor and get us into a set. Jake Bishop here, looking to run off of a screen there. Hunter Cole to Rubel. Rubel with a little fake, step back, pull up, no good. Fight on the glass. Nobody willing to hit the deck, and Festus comes up with it. Poked away by Rubel. He comes, looks up the left side, Hunter Cole.
Nice move, nice pass, and bucket.
Files with a good bucket there.
77-46, 4 minutes, 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Well, I hate to say it, but I don't think you're going to win.
Unless we go real cold over the last half of this fourth quarter.
Well, and some of those old North County teams coached by Bill Martin, we could pull it out and we could eat some clock, that's for sure.
Those old teams would never have gotten close to 77 points in a game.
Offensive foul on Jake Bishop here as he cleared out with his offhand. 16 fouled by the Knights. The Tigers will be in the bonus.
And this is a bet I hope I'm on as well, Justin. I'd love to see a 90-point explosion here by the Knights. Westhoff with a nice move on the baseline. Fouled and heads to the line.
We've got some local celebrities here in front of us. Mr. Noble and Terry Huff here. Play quite a bit of basketball in their time. I see Coach John Bacon walking around here. Mr. Nays is still up there in the rafters. Good crowd. You almost have to expect to see maybe a Bernie Sanders cross-sitting with mittens somewhere.
Well, when I came into the game this evening, I thought that I saw it, but it was just Mr. Bacon.
Westhoff misses the second. Rebound.
Robert Stay with the rebound. Out of bounds. Stays here. Tigers ball. Brady White in the game. Number 21.
Right now at the 30-point lead, we're going to have a running clock. But not anymore. As Festus drills a three from the corner to make it 27.
That's Connor Westhoff with the three. 77-50. Ball is stolen by the Tigers. Dribble drive in off the bottom of the rim, but rebounded by Westhoff and put back. 77-52.
Jarris Files inbounds it to Jake Bishop. He brings it across half court.
Bishop picks up the dribble.
White has it. Looking. Pivots. Back to Files. Jarris Files, that is.
White with it and takes the three.
Launches the three, and it's good, and the bench erupts.
And there's our 80. 80-52.
With 2 minutes left in the game. Farmington bench supporting the players out on the court right now. It's always good to see.
Files with the board. Slowly walks it up himself. Looks for a guard, but decides to cross the ball over a bit on his own. Here's White. After hitting that three, no doubt, wants to let another one go. But a nice back cut. A little bit of contact, no call.
Bishop gets his own rebound and puts it in.
Bucket's good. Jake Bishop.
Roth with the ball, pushes it up the sideline. Festus for three. Can't convert. Day over the back and tips it out of bounds. It's going to be Farmington ball.
All the way to the top row there.
I don't know if this is correct, but I think he might have a football scholarship to Baylor.
Okay. Yeah, you can see football player out of Roberts Day for sure.
Just got a minute left here in the game. That's Tyler Tebow. Has the ball over to Files. Files takes it in with the left and gets fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Got poked in the eye on the way up. Possibly lost a contact or something.
I believe that Files is related to Bear Files, who graduated high school with you.
Yeah, I believe that you're correct.
Yeah.
I've never had the pleasure of having Mr. Files in class, but my wife has, I believe, or my wife at least has told me about this being, I guess we call him Cub.
Oh. As the clock continues to run here under 20 seconds, Festus pushes it up the floor. We're going to look for another shot. A floater in the lane is good by number 10, Garrett Tidwell. Jarris Files brings it in, gets it across half court. Coach Noble telling him just to hold it. Good sportsmanship here.
Did he just double dribble?
I think he did double dribble.
Just an uncalled double dribble, and why not?
In the game here, 82-54. What a night for the Farmington Knights. Great shooting performance and all-around team win.
Just a quick note for those of you who are still tuned in. Wrestling is at home tomorrow versus CBC.